parrots help others in need, study shows for first time. Like, share and subscribe and ring the bell for more videos. Selflessness is not a uniquely human trait. Bats, rats, and now parrots will assist other members of their species, even strangers. African grey parrots will help other members of their species in need, the first time such charitable behavior has been documented among birds. Scientists already knew African greys are particularly clever, with large brains and exceptional problem-solving skills. But they wondered if these birds, separated from great apes by some 300 million years of evolution, also possess complex social abilities, like helping one another. Corvids, another group of so-called intelligent birds that includes crows and ravens, have so far failed to demonstrate this ability, says Désirée Brucks, a biologist at the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Zürich. Parrots have not been tested yet, says Brucks. So it remained an open question of whether an ability to help each other proactively may not have evolved within birds. Read how the African grey is in danger of going extinct in the wild. Brucks and colleague August von Bayern, of the Max Planck Institute of Ornithology in Germany, placed many paired combinations of 8 African greys into glass enclosures, with a hole cut in a dividing wall that allowed the two birds to interact. The scientists then trained the parrots to trade metal tokens to a person via another hole in exchange for nuts. When one parrot had all the tokens, it would assist its tokenless partner by gifting some of them through the dividing wall. The parrots tended to give more tokens to friends and family, but would also help parrots they had never met. Importantly, the parrots didn't help when their partner was blocked from accessing the experimenter, suggesting they could recognize when their assistance was needed, or even useful. This behavior, detailed in their study, published this week in the journal Current Biology, is possibly a consequence of evolving in giant, shifting flocks where an altruistic reputation is helpful, the authors say. Catherine Cronin, a zoologist at the Lincoln Park Zoo in Chicago, lauds the study for ruling out simple playfulness as an explanation for passing the tokens. We can be pretty confident that the African grey parrots are considering the benefits available to their partners, Cronin says. She adds the research adds to growing evidence of selflessness across the animal kingdom, and reminds us the trait is not unique to humans. Chimpanzees and bonobos. Some of the clearest examples of unprompted helpful behaviors come from our closest kin, chimpanzees and bonobos. There's evidence that chimpanzees can evaluate the needs of another chimpanzee in a predicament and respond by sharing an item that would solve the problem. For instance, captive chimpanzees have been observed providing a partner the appropriate tool they'd need to access a treat. Read how chimps use spears to hunt mammals. This study is similar to the parrot study, in that the chimpanzees also help dependent upon the need of the partner, and without personal gain, notes Cronin. And bonobos, an endangered species of great ape native to Africa, will freely donate their food to a stranger. Vampire bats don't let the razor-sharp fangs fool you. Vampire bats have a soft side. The small mammals are remarkably generous with their blood meals, regurgitating some of it for other bats in desperate need of sustenance, regardless if they're family. In fact, whether or not a bat had received a previous food donation is much more important than relatedness for predicting if that animal will share food. Norway rats. The humble Norway rat is one of the few animals to not only help other members of its species, but remember who has helped them, reciprocating the aid. In experiments published in 2015, researchers trained rats to donate either a high-quality treat, a banana, or a low-quality treat, a carrot, to another rat. When the researchers provided the receiver rats the opportunity to return the favor by dispensing cereal, rats that gifted bananas got their cereal faster. Also read how rats can show regret. Humpback whales. These cetaceans have the mysterious habit of interfering with orca hunts by placing themselves between the pod and the quarry, thrashing their imposing flippers and tail flukes if the orcas get too close. Humpbacks have been observed protecting seals, sea lions, and other whale species from the predators. It's unclear if this behavior helps the humpback in any way, though their defensive tactics could stem from the fact humpback calves are regularly targeted by orcas. Or perhaps the whales, like humans, other apes, and, seemingly, African grey parrots, have come to appreciate being good for goodness sake. Parrots, also known as cetaceans, are birds of the roughly 393 species in 92 genera comprising the order Psittaciformes, found mostly in tropical and subtropical regions. The order is subdivided into 3 superfamilies: the Psittacoidea, true parrots, the Cockatooidea, cockatoos, and the Strigopoidea, New Zealand parrots. 1/3 of all parrot species are threatened by extinction, with higher aggregate extinction risk, IUCN Red List Index, than any other comparable bird group. Parrots have a generally pantropical distribution, with several species inhabiting temperate regions in the southern hemisphere, as well. The greatest diversity of parrots is in South America and Australasia. Characteristic features of parrots include a strong, curved bill, an upright stance, strong legs, and clawed zygodactyl feet. Many parrots are vividly colored, and some are multicolored. Most parrots exhibit little or no sexual dimorphism in the visual spectrum. They form the most variably sized bird order in terms of length. The most important components of most parrots' diets are seeds, nuts, fruit, buds, and other plant material. A few species sometimes eat animals and carrion, while the lories and lorikeets are specialized for feeding on floral nectar and soft fruits. Almost all parrots nest in tree hollows, or nest boxes in captivity, and lay white eggs from which hatch altricial, helpless, young. Parrots, along with ravens, crows, jays, and magpies, are among the most intelligent birds, and the ability of some species to imitate human speech enhances their popularity as pets. Trapping wild parrots for the pet trade, as well as hunting, habitat loss, and competition from invasive species, has diminished wild populations, with parrots being subjected to more exploitation than any other group of birds. Measures taken to conserve the habitats of some high-profile charismatic species have also protected many of the less charismatic species living in the same ecosystems. Taxonomy, Origins and Evolution. Fossil dentary specimen UCMP 143,274 is stored as a parrot, left, or an Oviraptorus or Psittaciform. Diversity in South America and Australasia suggests that the order may have evolved in Gondwana, centered in Australasia. The scarcity of parrots in the fossil record, however, presents difficulties in confirming the hypothesis, and there is currently a higher amount of fossil remains from the northern hemisphere in the early Cenozoic. 5. Molecular studies suggest that parrots evolved approximately 59 million years ago, Maya, range 66 to 51 Maya, in Gondwana. The 3 major clades of neotropical parrots originated about 50 Maya, range 57 to 41 Maya. A single 15 mm, 0.6 in, fragment from a large lower bill, UCMP 143,274, found in deposits from the Lance Creek Formation in Niobrara County, Wyoming, had been thought to be the oldest parrot fossil and is presumed to have originated from the late Cretaceous period, which makes it about 70 million years old. However, other studies suggest that this fossil is not from a bird, but from a canagnathed Oviraptorus, or a non-avian dinosaur with a bird-like beak, as several details of the fossil used to support its identity as a parrot are not actually exclusive to parrots, and it is dissimilar to the earliest known unequivocal parrot fossils. It is generally assumed that the Psittaciforms were present during the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event, 66 Maya. They were probably generalized arboreal birds, and did not have the specialized grushing bills of modern species. Genomic analysis provides strong evidence that parrots are the sister group of passerines, forming the clade Psittacopasser, which is the sister group of the falcons. The first uncontroversial parrot fossils date to tropical Eocene Europe around 50 Maya. Initially, a neo-avian named Mopsitta tanta, uncovered in Denmark's early Eocene fur formation and dated to 54 Mya, was assigned to the Psitticiformes. However, the rather nondescript bone is not unequivocally Psitticiform, and it may rather belong to the ibis genus Rhynchoides, whose fossil legs were found in the same deposits.
With